Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. I'm NAQIUDDIN, would like to present my study title Game-Based Circuit Exercise Enhance Function Motivation Level Self-Efficacy of Stroke Survivors, Primary Findings of a Randomised Control Trial. This is the content of my presentation. The worldwide and ASEAN region age-adjusted stroke prevalence was estimated between 5 to 9.4% respectively. Stroke is a main cause of disability worldwide. Stroke survivors often succumb to multiple secondary body function complications, such as balance impairment, reduced motivations, which also affects an individual's self-efficacy. As a consequence, management of stroke entails early physiotherapy interventions, as recommended by numerous guidelines around the globe. Therapeutic exercise conducted by physiotherapists can be delivered either through individual or group exercise. Group exercise is normally done in a form of circuit exercise. These conversation framework figures have been proposed to fill the gap pertaining to use of circuit exercise for stroke survivors. However, there is a need to review the existing conventional circuit exercise and offer a more enriched environment to further increase stroke survivors' motivation. Is game-based circuit exercise more effective than conventional circuit exercise in improving posture stability, motivation level, and self-efficacy in stroke survivors? Thus, aim of this study was to determine whether there were any changes in posture stability, motivation level, and self-efficacy among stroke survivors following game-based circuit exercise in comparison to conventional circuit exercise. This study also aimed to assess whether the outcome gained from the two interventions could be sustained after 12 and 24 weeks post-trial. This randomized control trial involved 12-week interventions, followed by 12 and 24-week measurements and performed in Unit Physiotherapy Hospital Putrajaya. 82 stroke survivors aged 55 to 75 years old were recruited. At this stage, primary data involving 22 participants was analysed. This study was approved by National Medical Research Register, Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia. As the inclusion criteria, all participants were classified as score 1 to 3 with modified Rankin skill with good cognitive function with MOCA score 32 and 1 and above. Changes in posture stability, motivation level, self-efficacy were measured using dynamic gait index, intensive motivation inventory, and stroke self-efficacy respectively. The baseline status and therapy outcome at 30 week were assessed by an independent assessor. All participants were located using stratified randomizations. Continuous stratification variables such as age and baseline disability that be potential confounders have been determined to balance participants in both therapy groups. The experimental group received game-based circuit exercise, whereas the control group underwent conventional circuit exercise. Both groups received 24 therapy sessions, 40 minutes per sessions, twice per week for 12 continuous weeks. The game-based circuit exercise performed in the experimental group were using a newly developed exercise sport, which consisted of resistance, balance, and aerobic exercise. The duration of each space on the exercise sport was 2 minutes, interspersed by 2 minute rest. A total of 10 exercises to be performed in average for a duration of 40 minutes. The exercise sport has been developed by a group of physiotherapy researchers and clinicians due to the lacking of this existing conventional circuit exercise. Whereas participants in the control group will perform conventional circuit exercise in a group of 5 participants per session, in total of 6 sessions. The duration of each session was 5 minutes split by 2 minute rest with a duration of 40 minutes. All data were analyzed using SPL version 23. A mixed model ANOVA was used to test the difference between two independent groups while subjecting participants to repeated measures. This diagram outlines the participants' flow in each study phases. This table shows the participants' baseline characteristics for both groups. No significant difference were found, and it showed that the two groups were comparable at the baseline. Result of mixed model ANOVA showed a significant type effect with large effect size for all outcomes. However, no group interaction effect were found. 94% and 85% of total 24 session attendance were recorded in both experimental and control group. No adverse effect with good user acceptance were also reported. This positive effect can be achieved due to the design element of the exercise board and circuit class therapy environment. Participants involved as a control group demonstrated improvement in dynamic gait index. Impact of new experience training in exercise board has increased participants' motivation to perform the exercise, thereby increasing sustainability potential for improvement for physical and cognitive up to 24 weeks. Whereas circuit class therapy is effective in improving the balance, thereby increasing working ability, competency, and also endurance. Participants involved as a control group demonstrated improvement in intrinsic motivation inventory. Higher percent of enjoyment in the exercise board could be a motivating affecting participants' daily life performance. Whereas circuit class therapy has positive effect on mental aspects compared with individual training. Participants involved as a mental control group demonstrated improvement in stroke self-efficacy. Multisensory cueing in the exercise board has stimulated more coordinated, complex movement. Whereas circuit class therapy, participants who perform circuit class therapy will spend more time in therapy related compared to the usual care. The strength of the current study is that our program structure has illustrated the feasibility of adding game-based to a circuit class therapy. It can be an alternative therapy and performed as a daily routine in home environment without supervision by the physiotherapist. Eventually, information from the study could embark into an exciting home-based stroke rehabilitation technology in the future. In conclusion, game-based circuit exercise is effective and appears comparable to conventional circuit exercise in improving posture stability, motivation level, and self-efficacy in stroke survivors. These are the references. With that, thank you.